Hey everyone, welcome to Midjourney Mastery, brought to you by Upskillist. I'm Theo, and I'll be guiding you through this exciting dive into generative AI. Whether you've been in the AI game for a while or you're just getting started, this course is here to help you master Midjourney. We've got a lot to cover, so I'm thrilled that you're here to take this journey with me. Now, what is Midjourney, and why is it so important? Well, in today's rapidly evolving tech landscape, generative AI is becoming a game changer, and Midjourney is one of the standout tools in this field. Whether you're a designer, writer, marketer, or just curious about AI, understanding how to use Midjourney can open up new doors for creativity and innovation. In this course, we're going to dig deep into Midjourney, a tool that's revolutionizing how we approach creativity. We'll start by exploring the fundamentals of generative AI, which is the backbone of Midjourney. Then, we'll dive into practical applications, advanced techniques, and all the ways Midjourney can benefit your work, whether you're crafting a visual masterpiece or streamlining your creative process. By the end of this course, you'll be equipped with techniques that can significantly enhance your creative output, streamline your project workflows, and help you produce innovative, impactful visual content. Imagine cutting down the time you spend on content creation while increasing the quality and creativity of your work. That's the power of Midjourney, and I'm excited to help you unlock its full potential. In today's lesson, we're going to start with an overview of generative AI, what it is, how it works, and why it's such a big deal. Then, we'll move on to an introduction to Midjourney, where we'll see how this tool fits into the broader picture of AI-driven creativity. I'll be sharing slides and visuals along the way, so I encourage you to follow along with the screen sharing feature. This will help you better understand the concepts we're discussing and see real-world examples of Midjourney in action. Get ready to transform your approach to image creation, reduce the time you spend on content development, and unlock new opportunities for both your career and personal growth with AI. Let's get started. Overview of Gen AI and course outline. What is Gen AI? All right, let's kick things off by getting a solid understanding of what generative AI or Gen AI actually is. This is a foundational concept that will help you grasp everything we're going to talk about in this course. So what is Gen AI? In simple terms, generative AI is a type of artificial intelligence that can create new content like text, images, music, and more. Unlike traditional AI, which mostly classifies or predicts based on existing data, generative AI learns from patterns in the data and then uses that knowledge to generate something entirely new. Imagine this. You've taught a computer how to write poetry, paint pictures, or even compose music. That's what generative AI does. It's like giving AI the creative spark to produce original content, which can be incredibly useful in so many fields. Let me break it down a bit more. Traditional AI, which you might already be familiar with, works by analyzing data and making decisions based on what it's learned. For example, a traditional AI model might analyze thousands of photos of cats and dogs to learn how to distinguish between them. It's great at recognizing patterns and making predictions, but it doesn't create anything new on its own. Generative AI, on the other hand, takes things to the next level. It doesn't just analyze data. It learns the underlying patterns and structures in that data, and then uses that understanding to create something new. For instance, instead of just recognizing a cat in a photo, generative AI can create an entirely new image of a cat that never existed before. It's like moving from recognizing art to creating art. Let's look at some examples. Tools like GPT-4, which you might have heard of, can generate human-like text based on prompts. You give it a starting point, and it can continue the text, write an essay, or even craft a poem. Then there's Midjourney, which we'll be diving into in this course. Midjourney can take a textual description and turn it into an image. Imagine typing out a scene, say, a sunset over the ocean, and having the AI create a beautiful image based on that description. And it's not just limited to text and images. Tools like AIVA can even compose music, creating new melodies and harmonies based on what it's learned from analyzing existing music. The real magic of generative AI lies in its ability to understand and replicate complex patterns. This makes it a powerful tool not just for creativity, but also for fields like research, content creation, and entertainment. Think about the possibilities: creating new designs for marketing materials, generating ideas for storylines in a movie, or even developing new products. The potential is vast, and that's why generative AI is becoming such a hot topic in the tech world. But it's not just about what Gen AI can do, it's also about how it does it. And that brings us to our next point: the evolution of generative AI. How did we get from the early days of AI to the sophisticated models we have today? Let's explore that next. How Gen AI evolved, a short history. Let's take a step back and talk about the history of generative AI. Understanding where this technology comes from will give you a better appreciation of where it's headed. The roots of generative AI can be traced back to the early days of machine learning, but things really started to heat up with the development of neural networks in the 1980s and 1990s. So, what's a neural network? In simple terms, it's a set of algorithms modeled after the human brain, designed to recognize patterns. Early neural networks laid the groundwork for AI to process data in ways that were more complex than simple rule-based algorithms. But while these early neural networks were a big step forward, they were still pretty limited in what they could do. Fast forward to the 2000s, and we see the advent of deep learning, which took things to the next level. Deep learning involves using layers of neural networks, often called deep neural networks, to process data in increasingly sophisticated ways. Techniques like convolutional neural networks, CNNs, and recurrent neural networks, RNNs, came into play, allowing AI to handle more complex tasks like image recognition and language processing. But the real game changer came in 2014 with the introduction of Generative Adversarial Networks, or GANs, by Ian Goodfellow. GANs work by having two neural networks compete against each other. One network, the generator, tries to create new data that looks real, while the other network, the discriminator, tries to detect whether the data is real or generated. Over time, this competition leads to the generator creating incredibly realistic data, whether it's images, text, or something else. GANs were a huge leap forward because they allowed AI to generate data that was not just random, but realistic and often indistinguishable from real-world data. This opened up new possibilities for creativity and innovation. Suddenly, we had AI systems that could generate faces that don't exist, create art, and even develop entirely new types of products. Jumping to more recent years, we have models like Midjourney, DALL-E, and GPT-4. These models are built on the foundation of deep learning and GANs, but have pushed the boundaries even further. They're trained on massive data sets, which allows them to generate content that is not only sophisticated but also highly creative. For example, DALL-E can generate images from textual descriptions that are not just accurate, but often surprisingly imaginative. And GPT-4, as you might know, can generate text that is coherent, contextually relevant, and sometimes even quite witty. The evolution of generative AI has been rapid, and we're really just scratching the surface of what's possible. As we move forward, we'll likely see even more advanced models that can generate content with greater accuracy, creativity, and efficiency. And that's why it's so exciting to be learning about Midjourney right now, because you're getting in on the ground floor of a technology that's going to change the way we create and interact with content. Now that we've got a solid understanding of where generative AI comes from, let's shift our focus to Midjourney itself. What exactly does Midjourney do, and how can it help you in your creative projects? Let's find out. What we cover in this course. Now let's look at what we will cover in this course, Midjourney Mastery. Our course consists of 10 lessons, including this introductory lesson. Here's a very brief overview of what we'll cover in each lesson. Lesson 2, Launching Your Midjourney Adventure. Guide to setting up Midjourney via Discord and starting your first AI art project. Lesson 3, Mastering the Language of Prompts. Learn how to craft effective prompts to influence AI-generated art. Lesson 4, Advanced Prompting Techniques, Refining Your Vision. Explore advanced techniques for crafting complex and refined AI art prompts. Lesson 5, Building a Consistent Artistic Universe. Characters. Develop characters and create a cohesive artistic universe with Midjourney. Lesson 6, Exploring the spectrum of artistic styles, discover and apply various artistic styles using Midjourney. Lesson 7. Creative problem solving, using Midjourney for concept art and design. Utilize Midjourney for concept art and design projects, refining your creative ideas. Lesson 8. Creative and responsible applications of Midjourney. Explore diverse applications of Midjourney in creative industries with ethical considerations. By the end of this course, you will have a comprehensive understanding of Midjourney and how to use it effectively to generate creative content. Introduction to Midjourney. What does Midjourney do? All right, let's dive into the heart of the matter, Midjourney. We've talked about generative AI and how it can create new content, but what makes Midjourney stand out? And more importantly, how can you use it to supercharge your creativity? Think of Midjourney as your creative companion, one that's always ready to help you brainstorm, visualize, and bring your ideas to life. Whether you're a writer, a designer, a marketer, or anyone who needs to generate content, Midjourney is here to push the boundaries of what's possible. It's not just a tool, it's a partner in your creative process. So what exactly does Midjourney do? In essence, it takes the power of generative AI and makes it accessible for anyone to use. You don't need to be a tech expert to get started with Midjourney. You simply provide it with a prompt, a description of what you're looking to create, and it does the heavy lifting, generating visuals, ideas, or even entire pieces of content based on your input. Let's break this down with a few examples. Imagine you're a writer who's hit a creative block. You've got an idea for a story, but you're struggling to put it into words. Midjourney can step in as your muse. You can give it a simple prompt like a mysterious forest at dusk, and it can generate a vivid description or even a visual representation of that scene. This can help you get unstuck and inspire you to continue writing. Or let's say you're a designer working on a new project. You have a vision in your head, but you're not quite sure how to bring it to life. With Midjourney, you can describe your vision. Maybe it's a modern, minimalist living room with a touch of nature, and it will generate several visual options based on your description. You can then refine these visuals, tweak the details, and create something truly unique. But Midjourney's potential goes far beyond these examples. It's a versatile tool that can be used in countless ways. Whether you're developing a new product, brainstorming a marketing campaign, or even just looking for a bit of creative inspiration, Midjourney can be your go-to resource. Let me give you another scenario. Imagine you're a game developer brainstorming new characters or environments. With Midjourney, you can describe the type of character or setting you're envisioning, and it will generate images that match your description. This can save you hours of time and help you refine your ideas more quickly. Take a look at some of these examples. As you can see, the possibilities are truly endless. From sparking a writer's inspiration to generating stunning visuals for designers, Midjourney empowers individuals across various creative and professional fields to push the boundaries of their work. You're not just limited to what you can imagine. Midjourney helps you go beyond that, exploring new ideas and creating content that's both innovative and impactful. We're going to dive deeper into these functionalities in our upcoming lessons, so stay tuned and get ready to unlock your creative potential. Midjourney is more than just a tool. It's a gateway to new possibilities in creativity and content generation. And the best part? You don't need to be a tech expert to use it. Midjourney is designed to be user-friendly and intuitive, so you can start creating right away. Now that we've covered what Midjourney can do, let's talk about how it actually works. Understanding the mechanics behind Midjourney will give you the insight you need to make the most of this powerful tool. How does Midjourney work? So how does Midjourney work its magic? At a high level, it's all about advanced algorithms and deep learning models. But don't worry, we're not going to get too technical. I'll keep it simple and straightforward so you can understand the basics and start using Midjourney effectively. Here's a simplified breakdown of how Midjourney works. Text prompts. The process starts with you. You provide Midjourney with some input, usually in the form of a text prompt. This prompt is a description of what you want to create. It could be anything from a beautiful sunrise to a serene beach at sunset. Processing the prompt. Once you've given your prompt, Midjourney gets to work. It breaks down your prompt into smaller building blocks, also known as tokens. These tokens represent the key elements of your description. Diffusion process. This is where the real magic happens. Midjourney uses a technique called diffusion to create a rough image, or what we might call noise. This noise isn't random. It's a starting point that the AI will refine. Imagine starting with a blurry image and slowly adding details until a clear picture emerges. That's essentially what happens here. Image generation. After the diffusion process, Midjourney generates several image options, usually 4, based on your prompt. These images are variations of the concept you described. From here, you can choose the image that best fits your vision, or you can refine your prompt for further iterations. From here, you can choose the image that best fits your vision, or you can refine your prompt for further iterations. This process might sound complex, but Midjourney handles all the heavy lifting behind the scenes. What you get are high-quality, relevant images or content that match your description, often with a level of detail and creativity that might surprise you. We'll dive deeper into this topic in the upcoming lessons with more examples to help you fully grasp how to use Midjourney effectively. But for now, just know that Midjourney is leveraging some of the most advanced AI technologies available today to help you create content that's both innovative and high quality. Applications and benefits of Midjourney. So, where can you actually use Midjourney? The short answer is almost anywhere. The applications of Midjourney are extensive, and its benefits can be seen across various industries. Let's walk through some examples. Creative industries. Artists and designers can use Midjourney to generate new visual concepts and designs. Whether you're working on digital art, graphic design, or even traditional art, Midjourney can help you explore new ideas and refine your work. It's like having a creative assistant that's always ready to brainstorm with you. Content creation. Writers, bloggers, and marketers can use Midjourney to generate blog posts, social media content, and marketing materials. Need to come up with a catchy headline or a compelling call to action? Midjourney can help with that. It can also generate visuals to accompany your content, making your posts more engaging and visually appealing. Research. Researchers can use Midjourney to generate hypotheses, literature reviews, and even data analysis. Imagine being able to quickly generate a literature review on a new topic or create visual representations of complex data. Midjourney can save you time and help you explore new angles in your research. Entertainment. Game developers, filmmakers, and writers can use Midjourney to create new characters, storylines, and scripts. Whether you're developing a new game world, writing a screenplay, or coming up with a new book idea, Midjourney can help you bring your vision to life. The benefits of using Midjourney are numerous. Time-saving. Midjourney automates the creation process, saving you valuable time that you can spend on refining your ideas or working on other aspects of your project. Enhanced creativity. Midjourney can introduce new ideas and perspectives that you might not have thought of on your own. It's like having a fresh set of eyes on your project, always ready to offer new insights. Cost-effective. By reducing the need for extensive human resources in content generation, Midjourney can help you keep costs down. You can generate high-quality content without needing a large team or expensive tools. Scalability. Midjourney can handle large volumes of content creation quickly and efficiently. Whether you need to generate multiple variations of a design or create content for a large marketing campaign, Midjourney can scale to meet your needs. By leveraging Midjourney, professionals in various fields can enhance their productivity, creativity, and overall efficiency. It's not just about making your work easier. It's about making your work better, more creative, and more impactful. Conclusion, and that brings us to the end of our first lesson on generative AI. By now, you should have a solid understanding of what Midjourney is and how it's transforming various fields. We've also explored the exciting potential of Midjourney, a powerful tool at the forefront of this AI revolution. As we move forward in this course, we'll be diving deeper into the functionalities of Midjourney, starting with how to set up your account and get started. We'll explore how to create effective prompts, refine your techniques, and optimize your outputs. You'll learn how to build a cohesive artistic universe, experiment with different styles, and solve creative problems using Midjourney. Remember, the key to mastering any tool is practice and exploration. Don't hesitate to experiment with different prompts and settings to see what unique outputs you can generate. The hands-on exercises and real-world examples we'll cover in this course will help solidify your understanding and enhance your ability to leverage Midjourney effectively. So if you're excited to unlock your inner artist and explore the boundless potential of AI-generated imagery, stick around for the next class. I can't wait to see what incredible creations you bring to life. See you then.